Well, good afternoon. My name is Greg Olsen, and I'm the Director of the New York State Office for Aging. I would like to thank Governor Kathy Hochul and Lieutenant Governor Delgado for their steadfast support of the New York State Office for Aging and the services that we provide, and also recognizing the incredible value of the older population in New York. I thank you for joining us today as we celebrate Older Americans Month and Older New Yorkers Day, our time to celebrate the amazing contributions of older New Yorkers to their families and communities, their places of work, the care they provide to loved ones, and the service they give to organizations every single day. I thank all who have helped make this event possible, the 59 county offices for the aging who do incredible core work serving older adults each day and who nominated this year's incredible slate of honorees. The almost 1,200 community organizations in our network who partner with county agencies to deliver critical network supports. The Association on Aging in New York for its steadfast leadership and advocacy on behalf of the frontline system of community-based providers, my exceptional staff here at the New York State Office for Aging, and so many others, but most especially the volunteers we're recognizing today. Since they were very little, my extraordinary daughters, Samantha Olsen and Anya Olsen, have participated in Older New Yorkers Day to share in this important celebration across generations. As in past years, together, they will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star-Spangled Banner.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are now so very pleased to present remarks from Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado.
Hi, Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado here to join you in celebration of our seniors on Older New Yorkers Day. I want to thank New York State Office for the Aging Director Greg Olsen and your entire team for hosting today's celebration, making New York the only state in the country that holds a statewide event annually highlighting the incredible contributions of older New Yorkers. I also want to thank New York's local offices for the aging and their community partners who assisted over 1.3 million seniors just last year. The governor and I recognize that this work could not be done without your dedicated staff and the many volunteers that help keep things going. We are here today to honor the seniors among us who exemplify volunteerism and civic engagement. Those seniors who care so much about their communities and their neighbors that they would rather continue to do for others well into retirement than sit on the sidelines. As someone who has chosen public service for my career, I can tell you there is no better feeling and no more noble goal than helping others. To these special seniors, through your actions, you are helping improve the lives of countless fellow New Yorkers, making your community a better place for people of all ages. We have 90 nominees that we are recognizing today, people who are delivering meals to the homebound, providing transportation to medical appointments, lending a hand to support community projects, mentoring children in schools fundraising, helping neighbors with home improvements, serving on emergency response units, and so much more. These are not just light tasks that can be overlooked. These are all things that are incredibly important to the person you are helping. I am especially honored to recognize one person in particular whose work is far-reaching, Lloyd Court. Mr. Court has provided decades of service to the town of Greenburgh, tutoring children, playing an active role in the preservation of open space, advocating for broadband access in remote areas of his community, and so much more. For these efforts, I am proud to announce that Lloyd Court is the 2022 recipient of the Governor's Exemplary Service Award on Older New Yorkers Day. Congratulations, Lloyd, and a special thank you to all of the seniors who are here today. I extend my best wishes to each and every one of you and my profound appreciation for the inspiration you provide for all New Yorkers.
It is now my distinct honor to introduce New York State Senator Rachel May, Chair of the Senate Standing Committee on Aging, who has been a strong supporter and friend of not only NYSOFA but the Aging Services Network, her constituents in Central New York, and older adults throughout the state.
I'm State Senator Rachel May, and as Chair of the Committee on Aging, I want to thank and appreciate the outstanding honorees who have gone above and beyond to help older adults in our state. NYSOFA is honoring more than 80 older adults who selflessly give their time, volunteering to support their peers and others in the community. Their local agencies on aging nominated them. The theme this year is Age My Way, and these honorees have spent countless hours volunteering to help older adults do just that, ensuring they have reliable transportation for medical appointments, fixing things around the house, volunteering for hospice organizations, teaching, and running reassurance outreach programs, to name a few. For many older adults, Aging My Way includes living at home, where they can stay connected to and active in their communities. This volunteerism helps fulfill that desire by building a support structure that decreases social isolation, keeps people active, and boosts physical and mental health. Older adults' volunteerism substantially adds to our economy. Almost 1 million people, 55 and older, contribute 495 million hours of community service at a value of nearly $14 billion a year. People 50 and over account for most volunteerism, philanthropy, entrepreneurship, and donation activities. The work of these volunteers helps cultivate thriving communities, making New York an age-friendly state, and putting us in a great position as New York implements a comprehensive master plan for aging. This plan includes healthy living and access to care, community connectedness through civic engagement, volunteering, and work, open space and walkable communities that promote physical exercise while reducing reliance on motor vehicles, and much more. I want to give a heartfelt thank you to the honorees for their dedication to making New York one of the best places for older adults. I also want to thank Governor Hochul for her leadership on aging issues, and NYSOFA and NYSOFA Director Greg Olsen for this opportunity to join in the celebration. I want to close by urging everyone who has some extra time to volunteer. It's not only invaluable to our community, but it fills one's heart with accomplishment, satisfaction, and happiness.
I now have the privilege of introducing Assemblyman Ron Kim, Chair of the Assembly Committee on Aging, a passionate advocate for older adults in his district and throughout New York State, and a staunch advocate for the New York State Office for Aging and the network of senior service providers.
Hello, this is State Assembly Member Ron Kim. I am thrilled to join you once again virtually to congratulate all the honorees who are being recognized at this year's Older New Yorkers Day, hosted by the New York State Office for the Aging. My good friend, Director Greg Olsen, has done a wonderful job leading this agency, and I look forward to working with him, his team, and the governor and her team to make sure that we are righting the wrongs of our past and making sure that we set New York toward the right course in confronting ageist and ageist policies and ageism, as well as putting in the tangible resources, funding, and policies and programs to take care of older adults as they should be aging with dignity and retiring with dignity in their communities. I love the theme this year. In 3 words, it captures everything that we've been fighting for during COVID and beyond. Age my way. It's 3 words that we can put on a bumper sticker and can remember. And we should all be guided by these 3 words going into the legislative session this year. Age my way. It's simple, but so difficult to execute in a crisis moment when we have the older population growing in tremendous size, yet our policies and programs and funding is not following the needs of the older populations. As a result, we've relied heavily on volunteers and people to step up to help each other. And for that, we are eternally grateful for your services. Without your volunteerism, we would not have the thriving economy despite COVID that we have now. If you are not out there helping working families and dealing with their older adults in their communities, we wouldn't have people going back to work and drawing the income to make sure that our economy continues to move forward despite the economic, social, and health challenges. The volunteers have done so much work, from delivering home delivered meals, transportation, with repairs, for vaccination sites, in fundraising for local community causes. The list goes on and on and on. And again, all the area agencies, the county agencies that have nominated and that have worked with these volunteers to take care of our older adults. We shouldn't be celebrating you on just this one day. We should be recognizing the invaluable work that you put into our economy every single day. But we should remember those 3 words, the theme of this year's Older Adults Day, Age My Way, and make sure that we do our part as policymakers, administrators, to get this right, to make sure that we invest in older care, home and community care, to meet the needs of our retiring and older and disabled communities for the state of New York. With that, thank you so much, and I hope that next year we can all celebrate in person. Thank you.
For decades, older adults have been portrayed as frail, needy, and costly to the health and social service systems. In other words, the messaging has been, older adults take more than they give. This is a huge misnomer, to say the least. Individuals of all ages sometimes need assistance, but older adults en masse consider themselves healthy, remain active, they work, they remain engaged, and are a very important part of the local, regional, state, and national economies, as well as the ability of community organizations to simply operate. Further, they give a tremendous amount of their time to hundreds of civic groups and organizations that are critical in delivering direct services. Older adults are committed to improving their communities and helping their neighbors. That is what defines us as New Yorkers. It is what makes us proud to be New Yorkers and to follow in the example that they set. I would like to express profound gratitude to those across the state who have served to protect our great nation. In addition to those in active service, 63% of our state's veterans are age 60 or over, and we recognize as part of our slate of honorees today, 6 Army veterans, 2 National Guard members, 1 Marine, and 1 Air Force veteran. Thank you for your service. Let us pause and pay our respects to those men and women, past and present, who have served and do serve in our armed forces, and thank them for their sacrifices, defending our way of life and those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. The word volunteer cannot fully capture the accomplishments of this group of incredible individuals. Older adults impress us every day with their commitment to a greater good and a greater cause. You tell the real story of what's good about people and what's good about New York. Through your deeds and actions, time and again, you show us how valuable you all are to those that you touch, to those you serve, to the families and communities and lives that you make better. As a group, You commit more than 495 million hours of service annually, most often to multiple organizations, all for the simple goal of helping others and the desire to make a difference and to give back. You do so without fanfare. You do so not to be thanked or recognized, but because you see a need, you have a passion, you want to give back, you want to stay engaged, you want to make a difference, and you step up time and time again. During one of the most difficult times in our nation history, with the recent COVID pandemic, older adults continue to put themselves at risk to help others by delivering and preparing meals, providing transportation, working with other community organizations to address the high demand for help. We thank you for that and for your ongoing service. What you do matters, who you are matters, and your contributions matter. And that's what makes this celebration today so special. Older New Yorkers volunteer for hundreds of community-based organizations and civic groups, and your experience is an asset to all communities. Your giving back comes with exceptional life, family, and work experience, which is applicable regardless of where you serve and how you apply your talents. But make no mistake about it, older New Yorkers bring enormous intellectual, social, and economic capital to the state of New York. Older New Yorkers and baby boomers make up 65% of all household income generated in New York State. You have very high home ownership rates, are supporting schools, local businesses, and support almost 7 million jobs. You are the #1 givers to philanthropy and charity, the largest entrepreneur group, #1 in volunteering, and a huge group supporting tourism. Your skills are endless and your value is well defined. It is so well defined and recognized that states are competing for you because they recognize these varied contributions. Older New Yorkers Day allows us the opportunity to demonstrate the true side of aging and not getting stuck on an artificial number, because a number is not what defines you. It's your actions, your passions, your relationships, your commitments, your perseverance, your determination, and your goals that define you. And it is our job to highlight your character and put it on display. Regardless of where you come from or what your background is, there's a volunteer opportunity waiting and a life that can be changed for the better. You are indeed a diverse group of individuals. You have chosen to take your work and life skills and experience and either get involved, remain involved, or enter an encore career. The older New Yorkers we honor today give of their time for literacy efforts, hospice, the NAACP, the American Heart Association, Fire and Ambulance Corps, the ARC, the YMCA, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Salvation Army, Neighborhood Watch, PTAs, Girl Scouts, foster grandparents, the SPCEA, Kiwanis, Veterans Associations, orchestras, the VFW, and so much more. We know we could not deliver quality services in our network without volunteers delivering meals, providing transportation or health insurance counseling, being a long-term care ombudsman, and so much more. Today, we honor almost 100 individuals who traditionally volunteer for many local organizations. But you, this group, have more than 5,500 years of life experience, more than 4,000 years of family experience, and you have volunteered for a combined 2,568 years. You have raised 298 children, 295 grandchildren, 101 great-grandchildren, and 2 great-great-grandchildren. One of our honorees has been volunteering for 80 years. How vast is your reach and how important is your time? Across the state, as I mentioned, over 1 million people provide service at 500 million hours a year at an economic value of $13.8 billion. But let's not dismiss the value to you, the volunteer, either. It has been well documented that there are tremendous health benefits to volunteering, especially among older adults. Studies have shown that active volunteering lowers the likeliness for depression and isolation, provides purpose and meaning to one's life, increases life expectancy, and lowers the rate of heart disease and other chronic illnesses that can quickly lead to more costly and intensive medical services. But let me stop and share what some of you have said. You described in your own words the benefits of volunteering. You said, "I give back what I already have, repaying the blessings I have. I hope to change lives for the better." You said, "The greatest gift you can give is your time, because when you give your time, you're giving a portion of your life you will never get back. Making a difference in somebody's life is what keeps me going each day. And you said, do what you love and love what you do. Make a difference that may not change the whole world, but will change somebody else's world. For most, being older is not about fading away to a 55-plus resort community. It's about continuing to be active and engaged, because we all have something we can offer, no matter how old or our abilities. I believe it vitally important that our next generation grow up valuing service, which is why my daughters have always been a part of this, and to regard it as an intrinsic piece of who they are. You are, in fact, making this happen by example, through service to your community. In closing, I would like to quote New York's byline, "Out of many we are one." This is the founding premise and enduring promise that we inherited from our parents and the promise of New York that we pass on to our children. Your work makes New York State a better place to live, work, grow up, and grow old. I'm so proud to offer these remarks celebrating older New Yorkers and congratulate all of you today and all of you across the state that give of your time. All of us at the New York State Office for the Aging and county offices around the state thank you and convey really how proud we are of all of you and the wonderful example that you set for all of us. I am now so proud to take a moment to specifically highlight Mr. Lloyd Court from Westchester County, who is selected to receive Governor Hochul's 2022 Exemplary Volunteer Service Award for his 45-plus years volunteering. I had the opportunity to call Mr. Court personally to deliver this great news.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Lloyd Court?
Yes, speaking.
How are you? My name is Greg Olsen. I'm the director of the New York State Office for Aging. I left you a message yesterday. It's so nice to reach you this morning. Mr. Court, the reason that I'm calling is you had been nominated by Westchester to be a part of our Older New Yorkers Day for your exemplary service to your community. And
Yeah.
I first and foremost just wanted to congratulate you on that, being honored for that. But I have some news for you if you're ready for it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
Oh, it's going to be good news. One of the things you may not know is we look through over 100 nominations from across the state, and we select one person to get the governor's Exemplary Volunteer Service Award. And I got to be honest with you, Mr. Court, I was so impressed with your resume, your 45 years of service to 9 different organizations across the age spectrum, that we have selected you to receive the one and only Governor's Exemplary Service Award. So I just wanted to call personally and just say really how impressed we are with you and your service to your community. Really almost 50 years is really incredible. And I wanted to call you personally just to thank you, not only for being nominated, but to give you the news on this award.
Oh my God.
It's really amazing, and you are so deserving. I'm really excited about this.
Thank you so kindly. You are excited. As a man, I will admit to you, tears come to my eyes.
You know what? And I read stories like yours, and I know that you don't do this for the award. You do it because you care. Your resume shows that. And so a member of my staff named Alex Hyatt is going to give you a call. We want to learn a little bit more about you, maybe do an interview about what service means to you and what's driven you to really do what you do. It's just incredible.
Okay. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Upon reflection, I accept this award in memory of many remarkable seniors who influenced and helped shape the senior I am today. My parents and the many neighbors in my beloved Parkway Gardens community and the town of Greenberg. I would like to thank our illustrious New York State Governor Kathy Hochul, Mr. Gregory Olsen, Director of New York State Office of the Aging. It is truly humbling. Indeed, it requires great effort to gain my composure at this time. My community activities were modeled by my parents and other elders in my neighborhood community, Georgetown in South America. In reference to them, I made a conscious effort to model those behaviors for my children and grandchildren. I also owe gratitude to my beloved community, Parkway Gardens, and the town for encouraging and supporting my volunteer activities, especially for seniors. Personally, I was faced with several challenges on my way to becoming a senior. Each one has its own strength and models me into the person I am today. Whatever kindness or thoughtful deeds I do or have done is pale in comparison to the goodness, generosity, friendship, and blessings I have received. I trust that my example, particularly my relationship with the youth, will touch the future in the same way those seniors, now deceased, touch my today, my present. The state and also the county have many avenues for volunteerism. And that's the first place you can take. It could be your neighborhood, civic association, or any other means in that category. As a volunteer, I look around me and I see those people that are desperately in need. I look at those that are hungry. I look at those that need to be transported because of the fact that they do not have the monies to get a taxi or transportation. So I look into those things and I feel I am really helping those that are in need. Even if it's one person, that person, thank you, is enough to fill me for the rest of my life. To be a good volunteer, you have to be enthusiastic in what you believe and what you can transmit to others. I have been married for over 50 years and have been blessed with two beautiful children who give me personally 4 grandkids. 3 of them are girls and 1 is a boy.
Hello, this is State Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins. I'm happy to celebrate Older New Yorkers Day with all of you. Today, we honor older New Yorkers from each county in the state for their service to their communities and the extraordinary value they bring to the lives of those around them. I'm proud that one of these older New Yorkers, Lloyd Court, who lives in my district, has been selected as the Older Adult of the Year. Lloyd has volunteered for numerous Town of Greenburgh committees and local nonprofits. His activism and energy are inspiring to us all. As the Community Development Advisory Chair of the town, he was instrumental in securing block grants and other funding to support many important projects. Lloyd has played a significant role in the preservation of open spaces and advocating for parks in the Town of Greenburgh. He supported the police department's summer youth camp, worked with the town's housing authority to expand broadband access, and he secured a 28-seat bus to transport the town's seniors. Through his involvement with the Greenburgh Central School District, Lloyd has worked to reach all of the children and give them the best possible education. Today, Lloyd continues to make a difference by improving access to programs, services, and activities for all. Thank you, Lloyd Court, for improving the lives of others and creating a better future in our community. Congratulations.
Sincere congratulations. I want to thank Mr. Court for his incredible contributions that are making his community a better place for people of all ages. Congratulations again, Mr. Court, on receiving the 2022 Governor's Exemplary Volunteer Service Award. Very well done. The Association on Aging in New York is a critical partner in our efforts to promote independence, preserve dignity, and provide support for residents of New York State under the exceptional leadership of the Association's Executive Director, Rebecca Preve. For Older New Yorkers Day, we've invited the Association to select an honoree to receive the Innovative Volunteer Program Award. I now turn it over to Becky to announce this year's award recipient.
Hello, everyone. My name is Becky Preve, and I'm the Executive Director of the Association on Aging in New York. Each year, we are thrilled to be able to highlight an innovator in the state of New York who has worked with a volunteer program that has changed older New Yorkers' lives. This year, the Association on Aging in New York is thrilled to present the 2022 Innovative Volunteer Program Award to Holly Rokes Teague in the Suffolk County Office for the Aging. We are so proud to recognize Holly and Suffolk County's trailblazing work as partners with Sage Long Island and the LGBTQ network to meet the unique social and support needs of older adults who are in the LGBTQ plus population, an effort that relies heavily on the goodwill, time, and talents of volunteers making a difference. Nearly 4% of adults aged 55 to 64 and just over 2% of adults over the age of 65 openly identify as LGBTQ plus. These adults are twice as likely as non-LGBTQ adults to live alone. Many face social isolation. Many are less likely than non-LGBTQ plus older adults to access services for the aging, including senior centers, meal programs, and other assistance programs. Through her work with the LGBTQ plus network, over the last decade, Holly Rokes Teague and her team at Suffolk County Office for the Aging have brought together their expertise serving older adults with a commitment to LGBTQ plus social equality and inclusion that have blossomed into a powerful collaboration with one of Long Island's leading LGBTQ plus social service organizations. This partnership is enhancing safe spaces for LGBTQ plus older adults seeking social activities. It's also bringing critical health supports, public education, and legal assistance to LGBTQ plus older adults who may otherwise lack access to specialized services that meet their needs. On behalf of Aging New York, our board, and our colleagues and friends in the aging services community, please join me in recognizing Holly Rokes Teague and Suffolk County Office for the Aging for this incredibly innovative partnership to help LGBTQ plus older adults. Thank you so much.
So I'm Holly Rokes Teague. I'm the director of the Suffolk County Office for the Aging, and I've been here 25 years in this position. Our connection to the new site is to try to connect the LGBT network to some of the other organizations that are out there in the communities. You know, some of them have programs that they don't normally run here themselves, so they would try to put it in. I'm trying to put in a nutrition program potentially, the chronic disease self-management programs. As the residents find things they want, we'll try to connect them to the services that are out there. If this LGBTQ friendly housing gives them the opportunity to stay near relatives if they have them here still, and stay near their friends that they've known for a long time. You know, they have their own apartments, they're comfortable, there's a lot of places to go, and they can, you know, they're still part of the network on Long Island and their friends and family. Well, David always likes to say we met on a buffet line, which I'm not gonna lie, that's true, that did happen that way. We met back 2004, I think it was, and we introduced ourselves while we were, you know, standing there, and I have a great interest in the LGBTQ community. He was working with LGBTQ youth. The Office for Aging, so we were like, you know, we need to figure out a way to partner together. And I think at the time you were going to start some focus groups to see what services might be needed for the older adult. So I had an advocate start going to his social events that they were doing for the older adult, and from there
you created more programs.
Yeah, I mean, it really was an instant connection.
It was.
Immediately I felt the connection and the passion, for serving LGBT elder adults, and that's so important because not everybody has that. It wasn't. It was more than a program. It was a connection, and it just shows you don't have to be LGBT to have that connection either. You just have to care and have that compassion.
Among today's nearly 100 honorees are individuals we are highlighting for special distinction. NYSOFA is proud specifically to recognize older adults who are volunteering for two of our statewide programs, the Health Insurance Information Counseling and Assistance Program, which is called HICAP, and the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Volunteers for HICAP and the Ombudsman Program assume specialized roles that demand many hours of training, intricate problem solving, and coordination with local programs to help older adults. Eileen Driscoll of Ithaca and Barbara Thomas of Plattsburgh are NYSOFA's 2022 Ombudsman of the Year. Today, we specifically highlight their work helping residents of nursing homes and adult homes and their families navigate complex care and service issues. They are distinguished among 230 volunteers statewide who have provided 16,800 hours of advocacy services to residents in the state's long-term care ombudsman program in 2021. Tom Bailey of Spencer is our HICAP Volunteer of the Year. Mr. Bailey donates his time to help some of the most rural customers in his community understand the intricacies of their Medicare coverage, oftentimes traveling directly to his clients' homes. His work supports a program, which is called HICAP, that helped 248,000 New Yorkers with counseling, information, and assistance about their health insurance coverage, including Medicare, Medicaid, the low-income subsidy, extra help, and more. We thank them for the special commitment it takes to be a volunteer in these complex programs that rely heavily on the expertise and dedication of individuals donating their time and talents. So thank you. And I want to thank Claudette Royale, who is our State Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program Director, as well as all the staff for all the hard work that they do in managing that statewide program every single year. I also want to thank Heather Leddick, who is our HICAP State Director, and all the staff working on HICAP for their extraordinary work in managing a very difficult program throughout New York State. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. I am so pleased to present the full slate of honorees for Older New Yorkers Day 2022, nominated by our county offices for the aging throughout New York State. Your contributions to the benefit of your fellow citizens are a hallmark of healthy aging, supporting New Yorkers of all ages to thrive and find opportunities to succeed. Please see the booklet for this full slate and really take your time and go through and look at the amazing honorees. How long they've been volunteering, how many years, all the organizations that they support. It's our job to highlight and point out these contributions. For those of you who are being honored today, in the coming weeks we will send you a copy of your booklet, but it will also be posted online for everybody to see. In closing, I want to again thank our exceptional honorees, the county officers for the aging who nominated them, the Association on Aging in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul and Lieutenant Governor Delgado, our esteemed guests from the legislature, and my exceptional staff at NYSOFA. All of the friends and family who have joined us in today's special celebration. If you are watching today's presentation on YouTube, please click the subscribe button to find our latest videos on topics that are important to you. Education and training, archives of our social media live stream with guest experts, nutrition programming, and so much more. Again, from all of us at NYSOFA, we sincerely thank you, and we thank all of the older adults across the state of New York who give every single day to their communities, to their families, to their friends.